Hi everyone, this is Syama, CEO of Scaling Retail, and today we are doing a follow-up story and giving some insight on what's happening with small businesses in light of the coronavirus. We are now going into in New York week 2 of a shutdown, which means a lot of small businesses that have retail stores have closed their doors. We're also seeing a lot of 3PLs and warehouses starting to send their employees home, which means that it's becoming very difficult for businesses and brand owners to ship out and send out their goods. We're also finding these days that a lot of small brands out there who have been shipping out of their studio remain fully functional and operational. At Scaling Retail, we've designed a very simple DIY list for a lot of small business owners to be able to add their names on there so we can start to syndicate and circulate that amongst consumers. A lot of the reporting has shown that even though high-end luxury spending has decreased dramatically over the last couple of weeks, we're seeing a lot of shift into resources and people spending money on contemporary products, things that are making them feel good. And ultimately, guys, when people are stopping spending on things like overstocking their fridge and their pantry, they're going to be looking for products and opportunities to bring some joy and levity into their homes. Beauty items, wellness, and certainly athleisure brands are going to see the biggest uptick we see. But what is it that your business can do in this interim? How do you start to manage this? Well, at Scaling Retail, things have certainly come home for us when we start to see how our brands are managing this crisis. Brands today that are fully operational are starting to look at shifting their inventory from their 3PLs in anticipation of those closures so they can continue to service customers and continue to stay operational. This is very important because consumer shift is their spending is shifted, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be heading in this direction indefinitely. So everyone should be planning on opportunities and ways that they can continue to be functional, continue to run their companies, and take advantage of this time to strategize and be smart. We've been advising clients away from doing big photo shoots next week to things like how can you build out collages, how can you build out in-home studios, and basically how can you go back to being the scrappy entrepreneur that you were before your business started to scale so aggressively. So starting to take a look at those things are very important. The other big issue that we're facing and seeing is cash flow management. With purchase orders being closed by retailers, how are you going to be selling off that inventory and what does that look like? Is it a huge flash sale taking 30, 40, 50, 60% off, or are you going to be strategic about how you're analyzing inventory and actually making sure that you're choosing the right products at the right time to help boost sales, but not necessarily to cannibalize what your collections might look like during full-time selling periods. These are unprecedented times, but the economic pressure and uncertainty is certainly something that many startups have faced and seen over the duration of their lifetime. So I wouldn't treat this so much different than those other moments where you're asking yourself, I have a lot of inventory. How do I stay smart and strategic, focus on my messaging and my brand strategy and positioning? All very important things to do, even while there is a lot of uncertainty. Now, what else should you be looking at? Well, obviously, there are questions that come up around leadership. As a small business owner, you likely have intimate relationships with your employees, with your vendors, with the people who you've hired and work with. Now, this isn't the time to ghost them. This isn't the time to fall off the radar. This is the time to lead in the ways in which you would like to see your business grow and to be the CEO founder that you ultimately see yourself being today and in the future. So what does that look like? That means being honest and open about your financial situation and positioning with the people who are working with you. That means honoring and respecting their time and their energy, having tough decisions and being empathic as you're making those tough decisions and not hiding. That is something we certainly don't want to see. Right now, brands who are failing to communicate with their customers even about the severity of what our world is going through they're actually going to be missing out on the mark entirely. Too many businesses are not addressing these issues, thereby showing a lack of social sensitivity and also showing a lack of connection and community. So guys, if you are wondering, do I send out that newsletter? Everyone's talking about coronavirus. Do I need to have a voice and a stake in this game? Absolutely. These are the moments that are very democratizing. And the businesses that take those times to communicate and share are the ones that are ultimately going to rebound stronger with heavier market share and be able to have a much stronger bounce back in the months and years to come. Authenticity and transparency is something we've always been advising our clients about. This is the perfect opportunity to be able to take that and turn that into something that is useful, meaningful, and that will connect you further to your demographics. Now, we have been hosting a series of webinars in order to really help facilitate answering a lot of questions. Last Friday, we did a webinar really specifically around legal sourcing. We talked a little bit about small business operations, public relations. This Friday, March 27th at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be hosting a webinar really focused more on the financing aspect of this. We'll also have experts coming in on the production/manufacturing side and also on the human resources side. So if you're wondering, what does this mean for human resources? How do we manage this internally? What does it look like to have my employees on a furlough versus a layoff? These are all very important questions that you might have to be answering for yourselves the first time ever as a small business owner. In addition, we'll have someone on staff from legal who'll be able to answer any of the questions that you have around some of these issues pertaining to employment issues, etc. So this Friday, another free webinar really geared around providing small businesses the insight they need from panelists who are experts in their field. So please do yourself a favor and come on board. Last week we had over 300 small businesses that said that yes, they wanted this information. Yes, they were hungry and ready to know how they could make changes in their business. And we also are anticipating to have another large turnout for this Friday as well. What we are doing at Scaling Retail to provide a lot of resources to our brands and to the community is offering up 1 hour crisis management strategy sessions. What does that mean? That means for an hour for free, your small business can hop on the phone with myself, another one of our consultants, to be able to go through your business issues and help you troubleshoot what you need to be working on and how you should be reprioritizing. Very, very valuable time and energy spent. So if you're feeling a bit stressed, if you're unsure what to do, please make sure you sign up for one of our crisis management hour sessions. If you're wondering how you might be able to get in touch with us to schedule one, please send me an email at hello@scalingretail.com. All right, guys, that is all from me. Please stay safe. Please look at ways that you can trim down your costs right now while still maintaining a sense of normalcy in your businesses for as long as possible. Take a look at your cash flow situation. Make sure you have enough resources to pay yourself and to be able to pay the most essential employees and to be able to ship product. If you can ship product, you are one of the wonderful small businesses that will still be able to do something during this time period. And if you're wondering how you can add yourself to our small business list, please send us an email again at hello@scalingretail.com. We'll forward that list over to you. That list is intended to be used specifically to help promote to the consumers which small businesses are shipping right now and to allow small businesses to have an extra outlet of visibility. We're hoping we have a couple press outlets who might be able to pick up the small business list so we can actually provide greater support on a national level. All right, guys, that's all for me. I'll talk to you soon.